All right, hey, happy New Year, everybody. Doofus Bob here. And this episode, we're going to continue with the Battle of Hoth, like we have for the previous, what is it, 7 or 8 now? And we need to finish working on our entrance to Echo Base. And then we will also work on a little something over here. That should be today's episode. Um, After that, as I keep saying, we will get to the trenches because we have to start on that. And then after that, we'll be painting. And then I've decided we'll also do maybe some figure painting somewhere down the line. And yeah, yep. So actually, I wasn't planning to make an episode today. I came down to the Star Wars man cave, and I was just looking at this, sitting here and watching some ghost videos, and I kept playing around. I finally had a couple of good ideas and said, well, you know what? Let me go ahead and make the video now, and it'll be released probably sometime next week. So let me set that up, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do. Okay, so we're back. I've got this set up so that you can see it. And a little nice little camera trick here. You'll notice this little thing here. There's one over there, and there's one back here. And what I noticed was that when I was making my other videos, boy, I was really bad about getting this centered. And I just want to improve the quality of the videos that we're making, right? So I've got everything centered now. And so let's get started here. And I'm going to try to do a little less meandering too. Okay, so we have the entrance here. Now, these little gates, let me fix that a little bit, can just slide in here. There you go. And they will just run in and out like that, okay? Now, the problem is, let me take this off. See, my glue gun is warming up back there. This cavity is open on the bottom. So if I go to move this, I'm gonna have to pick all this up, right? And then reset it. And then once I glue that on top of here, it seems like it's just gonna be a problem. I don't think I'm ever gonna take this gate out of here. So we might as well just make it part of the foam. And I don't want to glue it to the bottom here. So here's what we're gonna do. Put this back here. We got foam board. Okay. I think this is from the dollar store. If you have one of those near you, that's pretty good. Well, $1.25 store now, right? And I believe this is 1/8 inch. Could be a 1/4 inch. It's cheap and it's sturdy because it's got foam mashed in between like a little paper on both sides. It's pretty durable stuff, actually. So the idea I had when I was looking at this was, let me brush some of that off, to put this on here like this. Okay. There we go. And there we go. Now you'll notice it's hanging off a little bit. That's okay. That's perfectly fine because we're gonna fill that in with some snow material, and you won't even notice it. So I don't need the whole board. Actually, you know what? Let's do it like this. We'll put it back here. So first, let's go ahead and outline this. Okay. So roughly, we're about here and maybe here. And I don't need to cut a full rectangle, right? I mean, we can just follow along like that there. And like that there. And let's just cut that. And then we're going to do some gluing. There we go. Okay. So now there's different ways we can do this. We can get scissors. It's a little thick for scissors, but the scissors will work fine too. But I just happen to have my little box cutter here. And we can just roughly follow that. Now, depending on the stage of completion of your bottom layer here, you probably don't want to be cutting on top of it. Like if I had the snow and everything and details and everything was brushed in nicely, definitely don't cut on here. But we're still in the foam stage. We haven't painted any weird cuts or stuff. The paint will fill it in and we can fix it later. Let's get on the back side. Okay. It's a little rough. It's okay. Like I said, we'll cover over it later. Watch your hand. You don't want everything to be perpendicular, right? This is supposed to be a natural looking landscape. And even this little piece right here, right? I could just break that and take it now and look. I've got like a little icicle here that I can stick onto something. I've got a box, a tote where all these foam pieces and whatnot have been going into. And so I've got it down here. I'll just save it. Okay. So now let's place this and then we'll start doing some gluing. Like I said, I do not feel myself using this gate for anything else ever. So we're just going to go ahead and glue it down. And I don't think it was very much money. If you go back to the Spaceport series that's on this channel, which is what I bought it for, I think I got it on sale at maybe like $10, but it came with a bunch of other stuff. It wasn't just the gate. I don't think it was just the gate, but anyway, you can look online. I think it was Tinker Turf. So let's bring this a little bit. You know what? Let's move it back to the back. The back edge is nice and straight. So let me do it like this. Turn it around. Because you got to see what I'm doing here. Okay. So because the back of straight is like a nice straight edge, and this is as well, we'll use that as a basis. And then we'll straighten this out. Everything's just kind of moving. Here we go. This one, like we might have to be a little crooked, huh? I think I can fix that. We might have to cut the inside here a little bit to get everything to fit properly. No, I think it's fine. It's fine. Remember, these are rebels. So if the gate is a little bit off, that's okay. It was probably, belong to pirates first or something. All right. I'm fairly happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is put a mark here. We want this guy here. We want that guy there. This is going to sit about here. And that'll sit there. Okay. And that's really all we needed to do. So we're going to move that. Take these guys out. We can drop those in later. Going to grab a glue stick. Recommend the Gorilla Glue here. Works really well. Bring our, got a bit of clutter here. Let's just move things out of the way. Keep dumping stuff on my spaceport back here, which you can't see. So let's see. How did we had it like this, didn't we? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and put this in there. And let's just start putting some glue. Okay. A few dots here and there. And then let's line it up. Okay. Then we'll do the same over here. You can see the label is still on there. That's okay. Try to get the glue gun that has a little stand on it, because then the hot nozzle you don't have to worry about. Although, since the internal parts of the glue gun are mainly plastic, if you should accidentally touch it, I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to tell you here. The risk of electrical shock is minimized. That's what I'm trying to say. I have played with some high voltage stuff over the years as part of my job, and it is something to be thoughtful of. Okay. So I did go back and glue this, but I think I need a little bit more here. Let's put a little bit there. I'll hold it in place. Okay, so that is now the way we wanted it. We can put the doors in, but there's a gap up here, so it doesn't really matter. Where's the other one? Oh, here it is. Let's see, how do we... So we want it. So there is a difference here in how they're made, so they overlap. Okay, so if I did it this way, it wouldn't work. So might as well fix that now. There we go. Okay. All right. So that, as you can see, is already stuck. Love the Gorilla Glue. Push on it a little bit just to make sure it's holding. Now I'm going to turn it around because we want to put the top part on. And I should be patient and wait, but I'm having a lot of fun here. Let me do a... Yeah. Checking the camera angle here, make sure it looks better. So since I didn't have it back enough when I was measuring it, we've got all this extra ledge here. That actually works out nicely. So when we put this over here and we start applying the paint and then the snow, we're going to get, I was looking online on Amazon. I saw some nice powdered snow type material we can put down. I'm going to use that to probably the last bits of touches. We'll sprinkle snow on people and the tauntauns and the AT-ATs and whatnot. And that point being that we could put that around here. All right, so here, so the top part here has the letters. I remember last time we heat gun letters, it came out kind of funky. So we can put this out like that. I think it was more like there. Yeah. So what's happening here? This is sticking up a little bit. This is a little sitting a little bit lower. That's all right. The reason being, we will backfill that with that snow stuff I just talked about. So you see, there's a substantial gap here. It's all right. Unless I had it like this, maybe. No, I don't think so. I think it was like this. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. Again, I know there's a little gap here and whatnot. We'll backfill that. Natural or randomized crevices and openings and ledges and all that stuff is fine. We can go back with the wire cutter and cut some more down. Some of the surface here is going to be painted a little bit black. We'll glue some bits here to make it look like boulders jutting out and whatnot. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to put a mark here so that I know how this is going to line up. There's nothing worse than that happening right there. And now you're going to put glue on it and you're going to go back and you're going, oh crap, how did I have this? Well, I got my 2 marks there. Okay. And let's see. Looking underneath here, I can tell that that side is touching most of it. Over here, though, again, we got this gap. So we're going to go ahead and glue it, and then we'll just backfill it, like I said many times. All right. And we got this part here. And for the part that's not touching, let's just put a big glob there. Oh. Now, one thing that keep track of is how much glue is in your glue gun. So I ran short. Okay. We should be good there. Okay, now let's line up our marks. Very nice. Very nice. Yep, that's good. And you're like, what the hell's he doing? He's not talking. Okay, let me turn this around. Okay, try to be careful. It should all be holding now. It actually feels fairly sturdy now, but you'll see these little bits of string. Those glue strings will come in handy when we're trying to do like icicles and whatnot. There's some great YouTube videos on that too. Just gonna put that there. So as for this back part here, that doesn't look very good, does it? But again, that's going to be over here. That's the fourth wall, right? That's like in those Deadpool movies where he starts talking into the camera and people are like, oh, that means that Deadpool's aware of the fact that he's in a different universe and we're watching. Well, same thing here. Okay. When you're here on this side of it, you're at the Battle of Hoth. When you're on this side of it, you're just in my basement. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Now that should be holding fairly well. Now, I'm going to turn this around. All right. Boy, I'm sitting here, my fingers crossed. So during the last episode, one of the first file was corrupted, and it just I was just like, oh crap, It's like, what do you do for that? I can redo stuff, but that the materials aren't cheap. Now I got lucky in that some of this foam here was free, but that was that one day. I don't know if that guy, which I found out his name is Steve. Um, Steve he's a pretty nice guy. He's actually a subscriber now. He said he checked out the channel and he likes what I'm doing. So he was like, "Oh, I'll try to save you some materials." But even he was like, he can't do it all the time. I don't want to get Steve fired, right? So kind of keeping the camera view angle here. I'm putting some glue around here just to there we go. Okay. Just enough. Okay, so for this piece, which honestly I really wasn't sure I was going to get this piece done anytime soon. This may look obvious to you. Well, how else were you going to do it? But honestly, I was just sitting here trying to think, how am I going to show the entrance and still be inside a mountain? And this worked out very nicely. Realistically, which is a science fiction, so we're not really into realism here too much, but that gate should be bigger, right? If you're picturing X wings and Y wings and various things flying in and out of it, they're probably not going to fit. But for the purposes of what I'm doing here, it works out well. Let me give you an example. All right, so it's big enough for our Tauntaun guy to come out and Captain Jack, right? It works out great. So there we go. Now, let me reset this so that I can move on to the other thing I wanted to show you in this episode. So I went to move the glue gun. It's still on, it's plugged in, and I grabbed it from here. This part is very hot. This part is not. So just be careful. Okay, the other thing I wanted to do, let me see if I can get this in a good camera view here. Yeah, we're good. Actually, I'm going to turn it this way a little bit. Here we go. So what I'm looking to do, see, I move these so I can see my new square of view here. Okay. And I know for a fact that this one is a little bit further up. Okay. This part here, I wanted to put something else here. So Blizzard 1 is going to come down this way. Blizzard 2, the Blizzard units are the Imperial attack forces. 2 and 3 are going to come down this way. I want to give them more of a reason to have to come around this way instead of just position the ad here, shoot here, and kill everybody. So I want to put a little ledge here. And what I decided was this piece. So if you watched the previous episode, this is the other side of the top part there. Might actually be the bottom there. So essentially, it went like this, I believe. Okay. So this piece was this piece. Okay. So like I said, keep some of your stuff and try to reuse materials. I'm talking while I'm bouncing around here. Probably not the best thing to do. So this, let's see, how are we going to do this? I think we can just, you're going to have to come all the way out, aren't we? So why don't we take this, put it on here. It's okay if it's tilted. And just use the marker to go around. Let's see. Let's put you back. We're looking at maybe about that much of you. We'll put a little nick there. We'll come over here. And then let's outline this. Okay? And you'll see what I'm doing here. Okay? So we got that outline. Let's put our friend over here for the moment. Okay. Back again. Had to switch from the glue gun to the hot wire cutter. Okay, we've got it on. And let's give that a minute. Okay, it's getting warm. Hope you had a good New Year's Eve. Trying to think. I'm 52 now, and I do have some friends my age who they insist on going out and partying. One of them, we'll call him Bill. His name's not really Bill, but he went out and he sent pictures and this and that. He was like, "Come on, man, let's go do the blah blah blah, all this stuff." I think Bill is 50 now. That's probably why he wanted to do it. He'll be 50 this year. Bill is not doing well. He was out drinking till 3 or 4. It's now 1:30 in the afternoon, New Year's Day. Talked to Bill about an hour ago. Bill is not in good shape. Okay, we're ready. Had to wait for that to heat up. So we're going to follow along here. Try not to burn my hand. Now we might shave it down because this part's pretty thick. Oh, you know what? This is great because I can just go straight across. No, maybe not. I have to go back in. That's fine. We can use this wedge for something else. Okay, so we got to go back and do this part. Let some of it come off of there. If you're doing a lot of cutting with the foam hot wire stuff and working with the hot tools, make sure you have your ventilation set up, especially because like I'm in my basement, right? You will set the fire alarm off. So, and in winter, fire alarms can be a little bit more finicky because of the cold. And there's a major difference in humidity. So this should now fit in here. And it's not perfect. There's a lot of gap there. I think it's this inner part here. Oh, let me see if I can show you what I'm doing here. It's hard to show you and make it so I can see too. Okay, let's get that out. Okay, but it's awful thick too. So I'm going to get rid of this edge here. So let's just come at an angle. Okay. Okay. And then while we're here, we're still quite thick. So I'm going to take maybe half of this off. And if at the end we don't like it, we will redo it. Watching my hand here. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get rid of this flat surface here. And we're going to hold off on that end there. So let's put our friend back here. We'll put this over here. Let's take a look at what we got. Yeah, okay. Need to take out a little bit more here. And here. Just trying to get it to fit. We're going to backfill with snow material anyway. But I wanted to put, yeah, there we go. That's about how what I wanted. Now, let's take this. Let's put our hot wire there. Make sure he's not. There we go. Safety first. Okay. We need to fix this flat ridge here, so we'll just slice that off there. The back end looks all right, and I want to shape this part here. So what I'm looking to do is originally, let's just do like some weird, maybe ledge like this. Trying to give it a natural formation. Let's see. So we're going to tilt. We're going to come this way, but we're going to be towards the camera here to give kind of like an angle. Ooh, that came out a little weirder than I thought. It's all right. Okay. And now let's keep it a nice angle. Oh yeah. Yep. That's what I wanted. And then let's get rid of this flat part here. Oh yeah. Very nice. I think I say very nice, but we have to put it back down and see how it looks. Yeah. There we go. There we go. So we've created a smaller ledge there, and that looks pretty good. So this forces the Imperial units to go off to the right, and then the rest of them can come straight down here. And that's all I had. So I'm going to let this sit here, but I'm fairly happy with it. This part here will fill in. We may even trim this down a little bit more because this seems a bit flat up here. Let's get rid of some of this. Now, I did this weeks ago, and I think at the time I was like, ooh, let's put like a flat ridge up there, and maybe rebels can put a sensor up here, but it's a little bit too flat. So I just took a little bit more off. I'm a little bit happier with it now. We still need to fix that one. And then on the echo-based door, we will do some more trimming and stuff there. But I want to go ahead and do this part here. And this is I was picturing something a little bit thinner, but now that it's come out, I kind of like the way it looks. We can just use this to come in here and put some gouges, you know, just kind of, it's probably too flat. There we go. So, okay. Don't want to mess it up. So there we go. We worked on Echo Base. We added another ledge. And I'm fairly happy with the way it's coming out. If we grab our Captain Jack here, if you pick, you can see the Tauntaun where he sits now. And then Captain Jack, he would be up here like that. So, yeah, I'm fairly happy. Remember, this is not to scale. The Imperial forces are larger than life. The rebel soldiers are the same size as the Imperial forces, but fewer. So we're showcasing the full might of the Empire. All right. Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll probably see you in about 2 weeks. I'm trying to put out one episode a week, but so far I've been pretty good about it. If you got some ideas, put them in there. There's only 20 of you, maybe 20, 25 subscribers. But still, I'd love to hear what you have to say. And let me know what you did New Year's Eve and what you got for Christmas and all that good stuff. If you don't celebrate Christmas, well, what else did you do? Any family members stab any other family members? Any gossip? All right. All right. See you later, everybody. Have fun.